I want to see what the monthly checks like for a little minute. Yeah, I want to see what that quarterly shit be like, man. Yeah. It's time. I ain't never got a rap check.
What you mean you never got a rap check?
I ain't never got
Just your advance, that's it?
Yeah. I ain't never got no rap check. Advance in the show.
Damn.
Right.
So when you do for your first one, bro?
Shit, top of the year.
Top of the year?
Yeah.
Boy, excited.
I'm happy as a bitch.
That's what, bro, 9 years?
9 years, I ain't never seen a rap check, ever. Ever.
I said a lot of the media outlets, people not gonna understand, y'all making more money than rappers, right? But like I said, by me just saying that, it's gonna go over a lot of people's heads, right? And the time we in 2026 right now, a lot of people don't got no money, done fell off. Why? Because they don't got no personality. You know, they don't have no charisma, no, like you see me, like this is the first time we meet in person. It's not hard to talk to me. I'm social. That's the word. I'm social. And that's not what just you. That's what anybody. You can put anybody in front. You could put a wall in front of me, and I'm gonna make a conversation out of that shit. You heard? But like with these people, they have an ego. They have an image they want to uphold. They want to be too cool, too tough. You know what I mean? So I say, like, I said, give me somebody you interviewed, right? You said Finesse 2 times. I only see him tweaking on live, and I don't feel like I don't feel like tweaking out right now. You know what I mean? So, yeah, word, cause he be on. I seen a video of him playing the game, and he was on drugs, and he was like doing what's that drug called, Don? That should be making you lean. Oh, yeah, that shit, huh? Yeah, he was on fentanyl, playing the game. So I'm gonna act like, if I was to act like one of these rappers, interview me right now. That's why they ain't getting no money. Interview me, I'm gonna act like them.
Man, so what you got coming in the future, man?
Shit. I got like working on like an album right now, like.
That's exactly.
I agree, man. The rappers be too cool. They do interviews. It's hard for you to grasp what they're talking about. They're talking in circles. They're not answering the questions for real. Just sitting there looking crazy and sounding crazy. Same thing on the mic. I call them rapping crackheads. That's what they sound like in the studio, on performances. Just mediocre interviews. They're dropping mediocre music, giving mediocre performances. The music industry it's in the era of a dry spell. It's dry right now. It's a few artists that are dropping, and the rest sound like the rest, right? They all sound the same. All the beats sound the same. The subject matter is all the same. And they're all too cool. It's like, who are these people? How could you even become a fan or relate to somebody who, I don't know, they just too mysterious. They just too mysterious. Fabricated stories. That's really why they don't want to answer the questions. The stories are fabricated. Their lifestyle is fabricated. It's all a facade, in my opinion, personally. He not lying, but look, this is what this video is about, man. Rappers are going broke. As y'all know, the music industry is falling.
Majority of the rappers in the rap industry are broke. Let me explain. And though this is low-key common knowledge, I thought it'd be interesting to break down how this actually happens. For those that don't know, artists make money multiple ways, but these are the 3 main ways, which is music/performance, merchandising/licensing, brand/business ventures. The main one that we're going to talk about is the music/performance part. The reason why I chose music and performance first is because it's honestly the reason why a majority of this happened anyways. Some of you guys may remember, back in the day, you had to buy an artist's CD in order to listen to their music. This is how the artist got paid, but the label still got a cut from the money you paid them, right? And back then, CDs was low-key a decent price, and they made a decent profit for artists to the point to where, though they weren't rich, they were still able to sustain themselves while the label just ate their money, right? Actually, CDs were really profitable to the label. In response to this, the label goes back to the artist like, yo, you think you can make a little bit more music? The artist respectfully be like, can I get more money? And the label is just like, of course we're gonna give you the money. We just need you to give us the rights to the songs that are being made because we're paying for them. We're paying.
One thing, I'm gonna let them continue, but I hate when they say artists. Say it with me. Artists. Artists. Not artists. Artists. 2, did you know that the artists only get paid for the first 14 songs? When they had 20 songs on the album, they didn't get paid for those additional songs. They only got paid for the first 14. That's why the era of EPs became popular. People dropping less music, right? They might have an EP. There's 5 to 8 songs on it, 9 songs maybe on the project. Artists started to drop less music because why make more music if I'm not getting paid for it?
For them. And majority of the time, the artist is happy. They don't care because they finally get to release music. It's been their dream to drop music, and now they got the money to fund it and do everything they want to do, right? Wrong. Because in the wise words of Master P, that was a loan, and you just lost one of your most passive incomes, your masters. And if you don't own the masters, then you don't own the song. And if you don't own the song, then you can't control how much money gets to you. It is estimated artists only get less than 10% of how much money the songs make. And in some cases, it's even worse. Prime example being TLC, who was the top female group at the time, right? They sold 10 million won Grammys. That was a record, by the way. But on the night of their Grammy Award ceremony, they admitted to the whole world that they're broke. They make no money because why? They don't own their music. And even if the label was to give the artist 500,000, $1 million, they still got to pay for studio time, producers and whatnot. That's why it's best that an artist becomes an engineer or producer himself. I'm not even talking about recent because it got worse. Literally 12 million artists uploaded their music to Spotify last year, and less than 0.6% even got 10K from their royalties. Now with streaming dead and practically all royalties gone, you're probably thinking tours is gonna be able to save you, but you gotta think about it. Where'd you get the money to go on tour? Your label. One thing you have to remember is that the label loves to keep the money going. So in their mind, it's like, you want a tour? Yes. You want flashy jewelry and all that to make sure that you keep your status, to make sure that we keep on making our money because people think that you're a rapper that's selling good? Yes. Oh yeah, but don't forget, while we making the money, pay us back. And once this happens, there's practically nothing the artist can do
other than this is why you hear, artists think it's the end goal, like they made it once they get signed. No, you just entered and began. Now everything counts. Also, a lot of times you still have to operate like an independent artist, even though you have a machine behind you. You have to prove yourself. You have to become one of their top tier artists, right? For them to want to back you. It's still a grind. Many times they'll still have to put up their own money. They might have to foot the bill, right? You hear artists say, yeah, I paid to come to this interview. I paid out of pocket for my last tour, right? Or I record all of my music myself. The smart artists, they get their own studio set up. They learn how to engineer or get an in-house engineer, somebody they know, put them on payroll or just work something out, right? With their friend or something like that, right? That way they're not spending hundreds of thousands on studio time. That way they're not spending $100,000 on just one beat. This is why you hear a lot of rappers rapping on YouTube beats as well, because you can pay a YouTube producer $500 for the beat, exclusive rights. Sometimes less than that. Sometimes it's like $100. So for $100, you have exclusive rights to the song. Later, they might try to sue you or get some more money, but hey, it's your fault you didn't charge more. You didn't know this song would blow up or an industry artist would use it. And then sometimes they're cool with it. That boosts their name and they're able to produce for other A-list artists as well. But I'm saying all of that to say, just because you got signed does not mean that you don't have to pay for anything.
They continue to tour, drop music, and make albums whenever the labels say so. With a combination of all this, if the artist isn't business savvy or has somebody good on their team, they miss out on the other two ways they could have been making money, which is merchandising and business ventures. These are important because these are the only thing tied to your name if you didn't sign it away. But as you guys may also know, not every rapper goes broke, and I think it's clear to see why certain rappers don't go broke, because they knew what they were doing. Which is why I gotta give it to Travis Scott for not only being able to surpass this barrier, but also break into the biggest income source, which was merch. We seen Master P do the same thing, and he's still rich. Even Cardi B did a variation of this because he knew how effective this method was.
Remember Finesse 2 Times when he first got out of prison. He signed with Mob Ties. They flew him on a private jet, gave him jewelry, had him looking good. All of his songs were going viral. He was having his way. Fresh out of jail. He dropped a project. It was streaming like crazy. He was the hottest in the game for a minute, right? Things changed in a short amount of time, and he don't even want to be a part of Mob Ties no more.
Let me go, Junior. We done already made all the money we can make. I don't want to go to no another label with you. I love you. But I no longer want to be Mob Ties business-wise. I love all the Mob Ties street. It's time for me a new look, Junior. It's time. Let me out that contract, bro. I'm done with that contract, bro. We ain't made no money. I've been with you 4 years, P. We ain't dropped number 2 projects.
I ain't made no money. I've been with you 4 years. But everybody want to be a rapper. Can you go 4 years without no money? Most people can't even go 4 paychecks, let alone 1.
They financing it. Oh, he went and speak 600,000 for. He didn't get a jeweler number 50,000 in some promotion, and he owe him. Yeah, how I know? Cause I did it. They ain't do nothing but went in their bank account and got 3, 4, 500, 6,000 out and took it to and recorded it and then took it right back into the bank and put it in. No, the jeweler didn't get that. The jeweler didn't get that. When them cameras went off, that shit went back. Y'all let them niggas fool y'all. I'm gonna give y'all the real.
He just talked about how they get the jewelry, which I explained before. It's a promo deal. It looks good for social media and the cameras.
Ain't mob ties, ain't hitting on nothing with the music shit, P. I'm 33 years old, P. Let me go to somebody, P, that's gonna let me mother me, gon' give me about 10, 15, 20 M's out this shit. If you want you some money out this shit, cool. You can get some money out this shit, P. I ain't tripping, but let me go make my money, P. It's over with. We done, bro. He's more than able, man. He's able, man. He's able. I'm telling you, man. Goddamn.
And look, it's not just the rappers. The producers are going broke as well. You know, those that are behind the scenes. Where the money used to be was behind the scenes. The songwriters, the producers. They used to make top dollar. But now producers are going broke as well. Due to bad money management mostly, though. It's really all due to it. That's usually the main reason. Other than them getting scammed, an artist might not pay the producer. But that's not what this one is about. This is about them going broke due to bad financial habits and drug habits, as well as just being too nice. You know, when you make it out the hood, you want to take care of everybody, but you can't put everybody on if you're not fully on.
At 24, I had a label and artist deal with Jimmy Iovine. I get M's. Nobody had no real money around me, so I'm doing what I thought I should have been doing. I go get a crib in Tarzana in the Valley. I move all the homies in. The homies start moving they homies in. Homies start moving they homies in. I got a big mansion with 5 studios in it. I'm gonna take care of everything. We're going out to dinners. It's 20, 30 with us. I'm paying for everything, spending 2 racks a week. You can fill the refrigerator up, eat the food, trash all over the crib. It was a recipe for disaster. Come from having nothing, so when you come up, you want to put your homies on. You want to have them opportunities to provide, but don't always work out how you think it's gonna work out. I turned up 2012, got dumb bread. By 2017, I was laying on my ground with $0 on my account after having millions.
You're lying.
Balled up in a fetus, crying, nobody around me, by myself.
You blew it?
I blew it, bro.
No way.
I was up. And mind you, Sicko Mode had been recorded, but I still got no money in my account. I can't reach that managed me at the time. It was Rock Nation. I'm just completely on my own. I've seen the mountaintop, being in the studio with Jay-Z, Beyonce, Kanye West, Spike Lee, John Legend, to having $0 trying to figure out how I'm gonna pay for this rent in this crazy crib that I'm in by myself, because I had X'd out everybody by then.
So what happened to all the homies in the Tarzana crib?
All the homies wanted to do their own. Everybody felt they was the reason for the season. They went off and did they, you know what I'm saying?
God damn.
See that? People will help you spend the money, but when the money is gone, they won't lend no money, right? You can look out for everybody, but then those same people can't look out for you. They're nowhere to be found. They turn into Casper. When the money disappears, they disappear. This happens a lot, especially with those in the music industry. They get money. They want to seem real. They want to put everybody on, but those people do not have your best interest. They're really using you. If you notice, the artists will come in, producers as well, they'll come in the game with 10, 20 people with them. Slowly but surely, after a couple of years, they only have 2 or 3 people around them. Or they show up dolo. It's just them. They don't have nobody left. They use you until you are no longer useful. Y'all get it? Now, this next one is about Scott Storch. Y'all probably know his story. He went broke due to drug habits, blowing through the money high.
When you get into that groove, you know, you have obviously an edge just having your signature on the record. I amassed a wealth of, close to $100 million. And
$100 million. How do you blow through $100 million? That's easy for me to say. That's easy for you to say. But when you get that type of money and you have addictions, you have habits, you living fast, I'm pretty sure it's easy. I'm not gonna act like it wouldn't be easy, but me knowing me, I wouldn't blow through it. I would invest majority of it and live frugal for a lot of years. My 100 million would turn into a billion for sure. But that's easy for me to say, somebody that has financial literacy. But when you get a lot of money young and you living fast, I know it's a different ball game for sure.
I dropped the ball. I was suddenly, after being this like nerdy guy in the studio all the time, being introduced to cocaine and party life and 130-foot yachts in your backyard. It's overwhelming. You lose sight of reality. After snorting like a couple of lines of cocaine, it seemed like a good idea to have a tractor trailer show up with 4 or 5 cars, new ones, every couple weeks. I was just flying around on private jets from flights that cost $100,000 to $200,000 each way to Europe.
I'm not doing that. I'm not spending $100,000 each way to get on a flight. They had to be talking about me. He's in basic economy. I might do business, might fly business. And me, I really have a plug where you can fly the empty leg of a jet for $2,000-$3,000, and you could have that split amongst 5 people or whatever. So y'all all paying less than $1,000. I would do something like that. Like, we all gonna have to pitch in. I'm not paying $100,000 both ways to where it's $200,000. I'm not paying $30,000. I'm not paying that for a flight. If something is too much, I don't care how much money I got. It's not worth it. I feel like I'm getting robbed.
There was just no going through commercial airlines. You know, I was playing a role maybe and trying to be the king and live a billionaire's life as a millionaire. It's dangerous stuff.
Moments like these that you realize you kind of fucked up in life.
What was the lowest of the low?
Waking up with no drugs or money or electricity in a $10 million house.
The fact he mentioned he realized he was at his lowest point when he woke up with no drugs, that was the first thing he referenced. He had no drugs, no money, no electricity, no nothing. But he mentioned the drugs part. That's sad, man.
People have their bottoms. I shot through the bottom and went all 100,000 leaps beyond the sea, like bottom, like really bad, especially from the crest that I had reached. I don't know many that could survive even emotionally, mentally through what I went through. I feel kind of a little sad in the fact that I had a lot of people that I made very wealthy. I had a lot of people that I made a lot of hit records for. And when people were like pointing the finger like, wow, he really is fucked up right now, I think those people should have been calling me and saying, hey, how can I help you? Like, what can we do to make you better? Like, can I help you clean yourself up? And they just turned their backs on me.
Once again, you help people out, and when you're down, they're nowhere to be found, and they no longer come around. Now look, no expectations, no upsets. I live with that in the back of my mind. I can't be upset if I don't have expectations of people. Yes, it would be nice if they would do that. You would expect them to have human decency and them to check on you or help you out when you help them out. When they were at their lowest, you helped them climb up to a high level. You would expect them to do that same thing instead of talking about you and kicking you when you're down. But this is the world, man. This is how they act in the world. It's sad. Is it right? No. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this video, family. I appreciate y'all for watching and tuning in once again. Peace. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Ow.